So, what is music?
So is it notes? Is it tones?
In this crash course video, we will be explaining the ins and outs of music as well as the theory of it. But first, let's see what our peers had to say.
Dorian, how would you define the word music?
I would define it as feeling. I would define it as the way you express yourself. And everyone has different music, so different ways to express yourself. Every sound is different for people. Every sound means something different for people. Every word or every lyric ever made means something different for people.
Very interesting. Do you use music to express yourself?
Yes, I do.
In what ways?
I write, I produce, and I make everything about it. So it's all just coming from my creativity and what I've been through. So it could be sad, it could be happy. It just depends on the day.
Excellent. Mrs. Clay, how would you define the word music?
I would say that music is any sound that you hear that has either a rhythm or a beat or a melody. So it could be chirping birds or banging on a floor.
Austin, how would you define the word music?
I would define it as freedom.
All right, this is my good friend Emily. Emily, how would you define the word music?
I think music is like breathing or like walking. It's like most people can live without it, but some cling to it like so much that they can't survive with it.
So would you say that fish can live without music, since they don't technically breathe or walk?
I guess.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Amanda.
How would you define the word music?
I would define music as something that unites people, because no matter like what your culture or like background is, like you have music in your life, so it kind of unites everyone.
Jeremy, how would you define the word music?
Well, music is just something that makes you feel good when you listen to it. You know, I like the beat. I like the beat of rap music. It's pretty nice to me.
Can you sample us a little beat action here?
I got you.
Hey, Brandon. Hey. Can you do me a favor? How would you define the word music?
Well, music, basically, I feel like it brings everyone together, whether you like a certain thing or not. Like, say, for instance, you like rap, it's like poetry, or, you know, music just brings everyone together. Like, I'm writing a piece. I like all kinds of music, except country.
Well, I have this friend, Jeremy, who can probably, you know, yeah. He also likes rap music, so maybe you should talk to him sometime.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Jeff, how would you define the word music?
Let's see. Music is a bunch of pretty sounds that flow through the world with all the feng shui and qi that come from the great god Zeus. And he kind of like sends it through lightning bolts, but then the lightning bolts get kind of scattered, and then like that becomes music and it goes through your ear. And it comes out your ear, but also part of it goes in your ear and down your colon and into your esophagus. Well, that's actually down and up, but whatever. It kind of goes through and through and through, and then it kind of goes back around into your ear and up your brain, and then after your brain, it kind of like goes back into your large intestines, and then your larger intestines, and then it goes back in your brain, and then you realize it's music because it's lightning, and it actually kind of hurts, so you kind of process a lot, and then you realize it's music. And you like the music, and that's music.
So, would you consider music to be a necessity to live in that?
Because, you know, lightning's everywhere, and it's there for a reason. So, you know, the lightning's here, you're here, you coincide, symbiotic relationship, the lightning gets to feed off you, you get to feed off it, you know, your life energy just kind of like coincides, and then you kind of feed off each other. I'm repeating myself now. And then sometimes if you listen to too much music, you go green, which is kind of a effect of mercury poisoning too. But then, you can go see the doctor and be like, okay, just don't listen to music for like 6 weeks.
Jeff, you're so wise, like a miniature Buddha covered in hair.
All right, cool.
Mr. Gaines, how would you define the word music?
Organized sound and silence.
Ah, yes.
Wisdom.
So, in some way, all of these answers are correct. However, music is derived from the Greek word musike, which is ultimately derived from the Latin word musica. Edgar Varese describes music as sound as living matter. Musical space is open rather than bounded.
Although there was no real technical beginning to music, there was a mathematical beginning, which began in the Baroque period. So let's go to our thought bubble.
Thought bubble.
The Baroque period started from around 1600 to 1750, following the Renaissance period, which was followed by the Classical period. Bach began writing structured chords beneath a rough melody, which was actually the beginning of music theory or mathematical music as we know it. Some of the composers that also contributed to the Baroque period include Vivaldi, Corelli, and Barth. The Baroque period also established the first genres of music, which included sonata, concerto, and opera, which has no correlation with the genres of music that we have today, such as dubstep, country, alternative rock, pop punk, and all that crap that shouldn't really constitute as music.
Thank you, Thought Bubble. The properties that are fundamental to the elements of sound and music are the different aspects of sound. These aspects include pitch, dynamics, timbre, articulation, and duration. As defined by our mentor, music is sound and silence in time. These sounds are represented with symbols called notation. This is the equivalent of letters which make up words, which make up an entire language, such as English. The letters of the musical alphabet, however, are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. This symbol is flat, and this is sharp. Flat lowers the pitch a half step, and a sharp raises the pitch a half step. Music notation shows how long one note lasts in relation to others. In return, the notation of music results in rhythm.
A melody can be represented by here what's on the board. First, you start off with a clef. This is a treble clef. Second, you have the key signature. The key signature of this is A flat major, and there are 4 flats in the key. For example, as far as key signatures go, there are no flats or sharps, as we talked about before, in a C major scale. So you can see here, you have your clef, and there are no flats or sharps. And this goes from C back to C in the same fashion that we talked about with the musical alphabet. As said before, a melody is a linear succession of notes. As you can see, the notes all go this way, and it is a single voice being played, which constitutes it as a monophony. In a moment, you will hear this particular melody being played by my colleague, Elena Heiss. Unlike the linear melody that we presented earlier, this is a vertical alignment, which can be represented by chords. These are triads, and there are 4 different triads. This is a major triad. As you can see, there are no flats or sharps, just like in the C major scale we presented earlier. This is a minor triad, which is also based off of C. And as you can see here, the 3, or the third part of the chord, is lowered with a flat. This is a diminished triad. There's 2 flats next to the 3, and on the 5 of the chord, there is another flat. And here with an augmented triad, the 5 is raised by a sharp. These are diatonic major chords. The word diatonic means in the key, and chords that are in the key go from 1 to the 7 diminish. A major chord can be represented by a capitalized Roman numeral, and a minor chord is represented by a lowercase Roman numeral. Diatonic major chords have the ability to make you feel happy, as they usually sound happy. This can be exemplified by this. On the other hand, minor chords have the ability to make you feel sad, and this can be exemplified by this. So, Elena, how has music impacted your life personally?
Well, it all started when I was very young. I can't do this. Okay, yes, you can.
Go on.
Okay. Well, I had a very rough childhood growing up, and music finally gave me something besides sports, which I sucked at, to channel my inner angers and energy. And as I moved into high school, I realized what music actually was, which it was just freedom of expression, and it was an outlet for anyone and everyone. And you always felt like you were giving someone your gift whenever you performed for them. I think I realized this when I joined the Jacksonville Symphony Youth Orchestra. When I was 13 years old, at first I played in the repertory orchestra, and Scott Gregg, the director, came up to me one day and told me, "You're gonna be all right." And since then, I've been putting everything that I possibly could into making music, and big thanks to Mr. Gaines for helping me to play better and to express myself musically. So, how has music impacted your life personally?
Well, as you said, it is freedom of expression, and if you have a bad day, for example, bad day of high school, which happens often, whenever I come into here to band, and we just sit here and we play and we create music, not just playing the notes on the paper, like we actually create something out of it, it gives me an entire, like, it's just like puts me in this bubble where I don't have to think about anything that's happened that day, and it's just like I'm completely like by myself but still with people, making something beautiful, and it just makes you feel like you're a part of something, which like sometimes, I don't know, as a child I also had it rough, and often I would have the sense of feeling alone. So being in this band, it makes me feel like people understand me more, and we can all unify over something that we're all very passionate about. And that's something that's also, it's impacted me a lot. It's taught me how to be passionate about something and to put forth all my effort into it, which isn't really something that I could do before. Like, I'll put all my effort into school, but obviously it's not something that I'm very passionate about. It's something that I have to do. And this is something that's completely my choice. Like, my parents, they're supportive of me playing music, but they're not gonna, like, praise me for it. It's kind of just like, oh, that's her thing. Kirk does sports, Amanda does music. So no one in my family really understands me in that aspect, but that's the thing. Like, it's completely something that's my own. And
So would you say that music is something that you want to pursue?
As a career,
Or at least keep with?
definitely. I started playing flute when I was in 6th grade, and this coming year, next year, I'm going to be in 12th grade, so I've been playing for 6 years almost, and it's very difficult to imagine my life without music. It's almost not even possible to.
I can understand. Thank you.
You're welcome, Lena.
So, in some way, all of these answers were right. However, music is defined from the Greek word musika, which is derived from the Latin word. So in some way, all of these answers are correct. However, music is defined
The Baroque period started from around 1600 to